When we think about time at work, it seems pretty simple, right? You clock in, you clock out. But what if I told you that hidden within those hours is a treasure trove of data that can completely reshape a business? Today, we're diving into workforce time analytics to see how organizations are turning those minutes into some serious momentum. So let's start with a question every leader should be asking themselves. What is your company's time really costing you? And I'm not just talking about paychecks here. I mean, what's the invisible price you pay for every minute that's managed inefficiently? Yeah, the impact goes way, way beyond the numbers on a spreadsheet. These true costs are often invisible, kind of silently draining resources and potential from an organization. So, what are they exactly? Well, you know how it goes. It often starts with just scheduling chaos, which leads to inefficient workflows and, of course, lost productivity. That puts a ton of pressure on the team, causing unplanned overtime and eventually employee burnout. It's like this domino effect that just quietly eats away at your most valuable asset of all, morale. And that is where workforce time management analytics comes into the picture. Think of it like a health checkup, but for your organization's time. It's all about using data to see what's actually happening with your team's hours so you can move from just putting out fires to proactively making work better for everyone. Okay, so how does this actually work? I mean, how do you make time talk? Let's break down the journey from just raw data, like simple clock-in times, to these clear, actionable insights. The process is surprisingly straightforward. First, you've got to track time precisely. And I don't just mean hours, but what tasks are actually being done. Then, that time data gets woven together with information from HR and payroll to build out the full picture. And finally, this is the cool part. Powerful analytics engines act like detectives, sifting through mountains of data to find the clues and patterns that a human would almost certainly miss. So what are these systems looking for? Well, they're designed to zoom in on the really key metrics, spotting dips in productivity on certain shifts, uncovering the real reasons for recurring overtime, or finding patterns in absenteeism that might point to a deeper issue. This is where the data really starts to tell a story. This brings us to a really crucial point. This isn't just about collecting data. It's about changing how decisions are made. It's a huge shift from that reactive, firefighting style of management to truly proactive leadership. Just think about the old way. You're reacting to problems after they happen, scrambling when someone calls in sick. It's all just guesswork. The new way is completely data-driven. It's about anticipating problems and optimizing schedules to meet demand without burning people out. I mean, it's really the difference between guessing and actually knowing. So what does this look like in practice? Well, it means knowing exactly how many staff you need during your peak customer hours. It means spotting the employee who is consistently working late and might be on a path to burnout and being able to step in and help. It's about finding that one recurring task that acts like a productivity black hole and finally fixing it, saving both time and a whole lot of money. This all sounds great in theory, but let's look at a real-world example because that's where it gets interesting. We're going to dive into a case study from the hospitality sector, an industry where, timing is absolutely everything. Okay, get this. Here's the headline result. A 15% reduction in overtime costs. Imagine a hotel chain that was constantly struggling with staffing. By analyzing guest check-in rushes and dining peak times, they could predict demand with incredible accuracy. This allowed them to build smarter schedules, practically eliminating the need for all that costly last-minute overtime. That is a huge tangible saving. But the impact went so much deeper than just money. As one manager put it, for the first time, we could prevent burnout before it happened. The data showed us who was at risk. They could see the patterns and step in to help, preventing their best people from just walking out the door. That is incredibly powerful. So at the end of the day, this is all about a fundamental shift in thinking. Time analytics isn't about micromanaging every single minute. It's about transforming time from just a cost to be controlled into a strategic asset to be understood and leveraged. The technology is obviously powerful, but it leaves us with a really important question. As we get better and better at measuring time, how do we make sure we still value the people behind all that data? It's a critical question to keep in mind as this technology becomes more and more widespread. Thanks for joining me.